Episode 1. The story begins in the Bayron city. We see a young girl, Kasara, running through the crowd. She is on the way to Shu's house. On reaching the house, she finds that the door is closed and she looks here and there. Then she uses her power to trespass into the room since the door was closed and Shu went out. She starts cooking dinner for him and only finds out that the electricity has been cut off because Shu has not paid its bill. But still, Kasara begins to do so. At the Chagol Cafe, Shu made Ayano, his ex-girlfriend, treat him to lunch as he hadn't eaten anything yet for many days. Seeing him eating like crazy, she asks if he is eating properly and learns that it is his first meal in 3 days. She tells him to stop clinging to his past, but Shu refutes it by saying he's the only one who decides it. While leaving, she asks if she can contact him again. He says he doesn't mind, but his phone bill is not paid and he might lose service. She takes the invoice from him so she can pay. After returning to his house, he finds Kasara waiting for him at the dining table, which had made dinner full of raw vegetables. She says he had eaten out, which made Kasara feel useless, even stating she should die. For the sake of Kasara's effort, Shu begins to eat dinner. They talked about many things. Kasara notices Shu has some women's scent, but Shu lies he may just have bumped into her in the city. Later, delivery came for Shu, who ordered some cod, which resulted in the total expenditure of Kasara's monthly expenses. Kasara says it is the end of their life and they should die together. Shu says he'll return her borrowed money through an auction. In the auction, there were very influential people who came to bid. The auction was on the supposed B-ranked demon disaster at the Legiston Hotel Bayron. Shu won the bidding by $39,800. During the mission, Shu takes the help of AA Defender Co., along with Ayano Yujiri, to provide support. As the demon slaying began, Shu and others seemed to have the upper hand, but the main demon host was too powerful to defeat. Luckily and fortunately, Kasara summoned her sword and came up to the scene. Since she and Shu haven't done the ritual for straight 3 months, she was unable to defeat the demons. With no choice left, Shu did the ritual of kissing, which increased Kasara's powers drastically. As Kasara begins to crush the demons, he also enters into a quarrel with Ayano. She says she's trying to steal him away, which irritates her the most. With the one-sided quarrel, they finish off the demons as well. Shu interferes and stops their quarrel. Kasara then asks for proof of their contract by giving her the spare key to his house. After retrieving the key, she went off to defeat the main demon. Shu did the work with his finishing blow, but the impact of the battle was so strong that the building started collapsing. Meanwhile, everyone including Shu and Ayano makes it out of the building. Kasara crushes some buildings' cracked blocks to avoid having more damage. And, in the end, the day was saved. Episode 2. After receiving a spare key from Shu Agata, Kasara enters his room. She finds him sleeping, and seeing him sleeping, she gets a mischievous smile on her face. She starts stripping and lying with him, only to click a pic and post a tweet showing they're living together. In the morning, Shu is having breakfast while watching the news. We learn it's been 3 days since the incident in Legiston Hotel Bayron. The news broadcast shows that it was not a criminal activity, meaning the government has nicely covered up this as well. Shu commented that they always do a nice job covering up. He looks at a sketch and asks Kasara why the face of the person is not visible, and she says that it was one hazy memory. She is working on a laptop and he asks her what she is doing, and she tells him he is looking at their company's fiscal status. She says that her savings are almost over because of their expenses, and Shu tells her not to worry and suggests he'll use the invoice money for expenditure, but Kasara tells him the government delivers the said money after the following month, which made Shu very surprised. At the metro station, Kasara looks up some stuff on the internet and calls herself a secret girlfriend who gets a side job for money. Her friends show up. They began suspecting whether her boyfriend uses physical violence after seeing some bandages wounded across her hands. Kasara refuses it. Then, jumping into the conversation, Mikhail Hachisuka says she should break up with her boyfriend. As in his own world, he invites her to the 25th anniversary party of the city government of Bayron City. Kasara and her friends shrug him off while taking the metro. After Shu realizes that the deposit he had been counting on is still a long way off, he asks Ayano for a second contract to take care of it, though she accepts to do so after consulting her mom. She refuses after seeing the last tweet shared by Kasara, which made her very angry. At the office of Machisuka, the chief of the Anti-Demon Bureau requests the 2 eldest daughters of Machisuka's family to postpone or cancel the party since there is a danger to the mayor's life. But the daughter says it's impossible, so the chief suggests surrounding security in the venue as well, which the latter party accepts. Episode 3. A small girl is in a cave looking around to find her family. She calls for her brother when she gets attacked by a spear and falls to the ground. Shu wakes up. He was having a nightmare. He says he misses his parents and his sister Kana and still remembers them. He looks at his family picture, on which Kasara has taped her own pic in it as well. Next, a man is running away with some core and is being chased by guards who shoot him. He received a call from someone who speaks of Soul's budget and some plans he can avail of. He gets the strongest one in the phone shimmer. Kaisara and Shu are eating together, and while she is reading the news, they learn that there is a massive power outage in the city, and Kaisara worries about how she will go to school. Shu receives a letter, and after reading it tells Kaisara that now she does not have the time to go to school. Some people discuss the man from early. His name is Atsumi Hayato, and he died 3 years ago. They deduce he must be a spy from another country, and wonder if he was after orgonium refining technology. Mayor is present there, and his daughter explains that Bayron City is made with the aim of researching and refining orgonium as a next-level energy resource. Other nations are desperate to have it, and many spies have entered the city from time to time. Other girls say that a spy messed up and created a demon hazard, and they start to plan how to cover this up. And they cover it up as an accidental explosion. Ayano and Shu meet in the park, and he shows her the pic of a caterpillar-like looking demon. He says he and Kasara are enough to handle it, but there are some deep things going on and he needs information. He then goes to the bid, and his company INS office wins. But the bid's condition changes as they learn it ate an orgonium core. Miles, who was Shu's foster father for a time, and his partner Tetsuya discuss how he is the hero and saves the city, but bureaucrats and others hate him. Mike recalls how he brought Kasara 2 years ago with him, and she was the first A-level demon. Shu applied as the demon exterminator, and the demon hunter tried to destroy her but failed, and the government had to agree to let Shu in. People from AAA gather around the caterpillar demon and try to subdue him, but it transforms into a butterfly. Ayano's mom talks to Shu on call. Butterfly chases the car, and Ayano is in it. Kasara and Shu talk, and Kasara says they will have to go full power. Kasara made a deal with Shu Agata through which Kasara steals Shu's memories as fuel for her powers. She feeds on his memories and asks him if he is willing, and he says he has made up his mind. Ayano is about to be crushed by falling rubble. Kasara comes there in her demon form and saves her. She and Shu together beat the demon. Miles says in the end they had to rely on Shu. And Tetsuya says that demon-possessed people must give something in return, and he wonders what Shu is giving. Ayano meets Kasara and thanks her. Kasara views the memories of her she got from Shu's mind and apologizes to her. Episode 4. Ayano and her squad are on a mission to capture a D level. Miles meets her and they talk, and she asks him to silence the civilian. Looking at the man, she realized that she saw him in the park before. Later, Ayano and Liyua eat together in a restaurant, and Liyua tells her that they were unable to separate the core from the butterfly demon. Ayano asks her to investigate and gather information about the D-class from Ago. She agrees only if Ayano gets her one more bottle of booze. Next, Shu is looking at some sketches, and he and Kasara decide to eat outside. There they run into Mikhail and start talking to Shu about how he is not suited for Kisara but is left hanging. Ayano meets Shu and talks about a pic of her and Tetsuya together posted by Kaisara. Tetsuya shows his card and introduces himself, and tells them he is a police officer. He proceeds to tell that the man captured earlier is named Tony Rossi, a member of the crime syndicate Orcas, who may have borrowed power from a demon to fight their enemies. Shu also confirms that they saw the guy in the park. Tetsuya says that they are looking for the guy who was with Tony, and it's possible that the guy is a mastermind or a middleman connecting people to demons. Shu gets angry at Ayano for not informing him, as she is aware he is looking for his family's killer. Tetsuya gets a call that Tony has been murdered and heads there. Mike shows him a pic of the knife used to kill Tony, and there is a symbol of the head of serpentine on it. Shu meets Ayano and proposes to investigate together. She scolds him and shows him that he never gave her the value she deserves and goes away crying. Police have surrounded a building, and Tetsuya goes in to find many dead bodies. Ayano is crying when Kasara approaches her and tells her that she has Shu's memories and knows what happened. Shu is sitting when an arrow carrying a letter falls near him. On it, Crime Syndicate Serpentine Headquarters is written. Kaisara and Ayano sit together and have a conversation about Shu, and she tells her he is looking for demon that killed his family and that she feeds on his memory. Ayano shows her concern. Mayor listens to a man presenting a report about the recent incident, suggesting there is another demonically possessed worker sent by Orca to replace Tony. There is a commotion at the scene as Shu gets there. There is a possessed girl killing people, and Shu fights her, but she gets away. A dying man tells the police the girl's name is Maria. Maria is Tony's girlfriend, and Tetsuya deduces that she may kill everyone who played role in Tony's death. Ayano is approached by Maria as the episode ends. And that's all for today, guys. Stay tuned to get more new videos. Stay safe and keep watching.